Hey guys, hope you guys can hear me. I haven't done this, actually haven't done this in a while. I think a few weeks. So I'm waiting until I see a few people live on the session, and I wanted just to give like an overview. Okay. Okay. So first of all, uh, well, thank you for thanking me. I've actually had a good time in Cancun and enjoyed people asking questions and actually attending. Doing a site inspection just on your own is a little boring. And as you could probably see, it is a lot of work. So if you've never done FAM before, or if you've never experienced actually doing site inspections, it's a lot of work. It's normally takes at least an hour per site inspection, and then you need to get there and then get into another one. Sometimes there's a lunch break in addition, or breakfast, or whatever. And of course, planning all of it. If you guys want me to talk about planning the whole thing, I'll gladly share it. Um, in general, about questions, I've shared most of the information that I had, the videos, the pictures, and when I give a review, or I try and show you guys, kind of take like a something like in the middle. You will never hear me even to clients say, okay, this is the best property, they have the best beach, this is the perfect for you, because it really depends. And I get some questions from other agents where they asking, can you recommend, or which one did you like best, or it really depends on what it is that you like. My preferences and my clients' preferences are really different than someone else's. I give an example. If I get a call of a family with three kids, ages 3, 5, 10, I'll offer them one thing, and then I hang up, and another call comes in, and 3, 5, 10, the kids and all, and they'll probably get a different option. So it's really important for you to qualify your clients, talk to them, figure out what they like, whether they're beach people, they like a resort style hotel, more of a high rise. Location matters to them, distance from the beach, handicap, shows, several pools, several restaurants. So just make sure that you qualify the clients and make sure that this is the right property for them, because any property that I will tell you that is my favorite won't be your clients. So just make sure, see all the reviews, see all the see what I've suggested, and then you decide for yourself, or let your clients decide. Um, I think Justin's here. I think Justin's at the fives, right? The five beach. So I'm hoping you're having a good time as well. In terms of setting it up, this was kind of a last minute trip for me. I was trying to plan something to go, possibly with my family. My wife decided that she didn't want to go, and then it kind of worked out 1 week before school starts. My kids actually started school today, so I was able to go last week. Used my R&R, my it's kind of like a book and felon stay with the Hard Rock. So I used my free nights. Took 6 free nights at the Hard Rock Riviera Maya, and then I booked flights. Now that we know that airlines are allowing free changes and stuff like that, I actually was able to play a lot with booking, canceling, using the 24 hours. I was able to get, I think, flight to Cancun was around $116. Flight back, I think, was 156, and that was in basic economy. That was with United. Um, Justin, I hope you had a good time. And hey, Victoria, and hey, everyone. Um, as for the site inspections, I reached out to my contacts, sent out a few emails, reached out to, Hard Rock has a link where you can request. So I used that to book Hard Rock Unico and Hard Rock in Cancun. And then I used some of the BDMs and try to schedule it. It was quite hard to schedule site inspections during COVID. Not all the properties either were open or had the timing. I will normally set up. If you've done a FAM with me, I've done a few with a few agents in the group. I'll normally do 6, 7 a day. This time I did about 4 a day. I did most of them with the mask on to respect the staff. I was just a guest and not really like not a staying guest, but as in so I did wear a mask on most of my site inspections. Only when the camera turned, I took it off just for the summary or the beginning. But for the most part, 90% of the site inspection, I wore a mask, which was quite hard when you're doing a site inspection. If you're hearing some of the videos, you will hear me, taking a grasp of air. It was a little rough. And of course, I didn't book. Normally, I'll stop for lunch, sometimes even breakfast, sometimes even dinner. I didn't do any of it at this site inspection, so there was a lot of back and forth. I normally in Cancun rent a car, so I picked up a car. Normally, I'll rent with Hertz. This time, I went with Europcar, which my experience wasn't that great, but I know most of you don't really sell rental cars in Cancun area, so I won't go into that. But I rented a car. I feel comfortable traveling and driving in Cancun, not a problem. Spent about, I think it was $100 for the week for the car, plus spent about another $100. No, actually about $50, about 1,000 pesos gas. Going back and forth, back and forth. I drove quite a bit because of sometimes the timing and the resorts, and that was pretty much it. It was really comfortable again for me. Traveling in general with the Cancun area, yeah, or Newark Airport. Let's start with that. You guys probably saw the post that the information that I posted there. Airport was almost empty. There was no one. I had the pre-check TSA. There was no line whatsoever. It took me less than a minute to actually go through security. There was only one club lounge with United at Terminal C. I had to go a different area, but I spent the time there. It was wide open as well. No people. They were serving some food, but it was all packed. No seats at the bar. They have a soda machine where you can actually connect with your phone, so you don't even have to touch the machine. You pick the soda that you want and it just goes in the drink. So some of the new features that people are doing for social distancing. Um, Again, easily made it to the gate. Now with United are not blocking middle seats. All the seats were taking both flights. They actually board the flight from back to front. So I think every 5 or 10 rows they'll start. So first people going in are first class, and people from the back, and then they'll start name of the rows. Doesn't matter what's your boarding group. You could be in boarding group 1. If you sit like in the bulkhead like I had, you'll probably be one of the last people to board the plane. I did have a carry-on, but I had no problem. There was still a lot of space in the overhead, so no problem. When they are deplaning, they do it as well in rows. They ask that people actually stay on the plane seat, don't stand up, and then first 5 rows, then 7 to 12, and then they start. So first in, last out, we'll call it. It seems I have status with United. I was first on the upgrade list on both flights, but I did not receive my upgrade. Seems like they're selling the upgrades for cheap, like $99, and people are paying. I didn't want to pay $99 for an upgrade. I didn't need it. I'm assuming if you need to check a bag or you don't have a good seat, you're in the middle seat, I would pay $99 to upgrade. But since I had a bulkhead first row window, I was okay. They're not serving food. They will give you, and I have a picture of it on my post. They have like a closed bag with a water bottle and some snacks, and when you board the plane, they also give you like like wipes, so you'll clean up the seats for them, I guess. Um, yeah, most the direct TV, everything was open on the flight. I didn't need it, but yeah. Now, as you arrive in Cancun, the only terminal that is actually working and operational was Terminal 4, which is different. I think we normally land in Terminal 2 or 1. I don't even remember, but Terminal 4, it's a little different terminal. It took me a little bit to understand where I am, but Terminal 4 in Cancun, it looks pretty nice. They don't have I don't know if they stop. I know they were supposed to stop with the buttons for the customs, the green and red the button that you press, so they don't have that anymore. Um, let's see, standing customs. There was literally no line. Again, the airport itself is probably used to having about 10, 15 flights arriving at the same time. We were probably two planes or one arriving at the time. Immigration, customs, everything was really, really fast. I did the passport, the form in advance, the tourist card. I printed it. I had it with me. It went really, really fast. Again, just um, went right through. They did stop me. I think they seemed to stop everyone to scan my bags at the X-ray, but it went really, really fast. Asked a question too, and I was out. Again, it's a little different, but it's similar with the concept of everyone jumping at you. With the the tour operators and timeshares and everything that is out there. As always, I just stepped outside. There was a place to drink. There was like a kind of like a bar kind of thing open. It was again quick. Picked up my car and went. Um, Screening. So Terminal 4, yeah, Terminal 4 seemed much nicer. I thought they upgraded. Like Terminal, again, when I landed, it looked a little bit different. Just so I won't forget, when you depart, there is a VIP lounge. So if you have, the credit card, the Amex Platinum or the Chase Reserve, and you have the, I forgot how it's called, the card for the lounge. Then they have a lounge. It's not bad. It's actually a nice lounge. So and they don't have, normally they have like a buffet food stuff like that. They actually have a barcode and a menu. You order it and they'll bring it to you. So there's food at the lounge and drinks and all. It's not on display. You just need to request and they'll get it to you. They there is a form that you need to fill. I got it from United directly, and then they have it at the airport where you could scan by your phone, and they'll ask you some COVID questions: how many days you are arriving, if you've been in contact with someone, do you currently have fever, are you coughing, sneezing, and other symptoms, where you're going, where you're staying, and then you get a barcode. And then you need to show that barcode at immigration. Same thing when you're going out, when you're leaving. They want to see the form. Remember, in Cancun in Mexico, when you arrive, they stamp that tourist card, that form, and they put it back in your passport. Make sure not to lose it. Has to be that was always been. So just make sure that it's in your passport. If you lose it, you have to pay $10 for it. They ask for that form, and they want to see that barcode for the COVID question. Again, you have to do it twice. You have to do it when you arrive. You have to do it when you leave Mexico. They'll ask pretty much similar questions. Yeah, priority pass. It was easy. Just make sure to do it. And they have free Wi-Fi at the airport, so you connect to the free Wi-Fi. They have a link to the questionnaire on the free Wi-Fi screen. and they also have lots of posters with the QR code. So you just scan the QR code. They ask you the questions. Really, really easy. Flight number, date, basic information, and that's pretty much it. And again, you go in, and that's pretty much it. Getting to the property, again, airport was kind of empty, not a lot of people. Car rental company was pretty empty. Yeah, and then I just drove to Hard Rock Riviera Maya, which is about an hour drive, an hour and 15 minutes. Uh, some of the times when you enter the Hard Rock and Unico, from time to time when you do enter them, they have a guy with like a leaf blower kind of thing, and they kind of clean your car from the outside. But it wasn't. I drove a lot in and out, so it wasn't. I it was maybe 3 out of 10. I saw them, so I didn't really get the point. But they were kind of like vacuuming or blowing your car, well, the air. So I don't know why they were doing that, but they did. Um, and In terms of a Hard Rock, the adult side, Heaven was closed. So buildings 1 through 3 were closed. Only Hacienda was open. Most of the restaurants were closed. They only pretty much had 4 or 5 restaurants, no buffets at all. In terms of face covering, well, when you enter the property, if you saw the site inspection, when you enter the property, a lot of the properties have like a heat camera. They test your temperature with the machine or physically um, with a thermometer, kind of like like a gun thing. Uh, they have like a wet mat where you need to clean your shoes. You walk in. At the Hard Rock, they do request that. Well, they actually want you to wear face masks when you check in. When you actually go to the restaurants, the indoor restaurants, from the time that you actually get to the podium where they ask you if you have allergies and all of that, they require you to wear a mask. They'll make sure that you clean your hands, and they'll take you to your seat. Once you are seated, you can take your mask off. So when you are like walking through the restaurant, through other people, they require you to wear a mask. They'll make sure that you have it. If you don't have one, they'll give one to you. um, I probably tested my temperature about 15 times a day at every property. Sometimes when I did the spa tours, so when you enter the spa, they'll check your temperature. And again, a lot of them have machines as you walk into the lobby. So I probably had my temperature tested 10, 15 times a day at the airport in Newark and Cancun, in, out. Um, yeah, occupancy when it's color coded in Mexico. It was orange when I arrived in Cancun. As I was arriving, it changed to yellow. From when it's orange, it's 30% occupancy. When it's yellow, it's 60. But remember that this is from September 7th until the 13th. So on the 13th, it might go back again to orange. So I don't know if properties are actually really, really going into 60% occupancy, because they can only it's every week the numbers change. So I think it will take a little bit of time until they feel comfortable going up to 60. Because if they go to 60 and from time and then they're in the orange, then they have a problem. So from what I know, they're raising the numbers a little bit, but even though 30% occupancy across the board when it was orange, all the properties that I've stayed were not at 30%. So 15%, I saw 20, 25, 27. I haven't seen 30%. So even at 30%, they're having some issues filling them. I can tell you that at the Hard Rock and in other locations that I've seen, other properties, a lot of the guests that are on property are nationals, meaning they're Mexican. They're either driving or flying, but they're local. So bear that in mind. It can affect your experience. Normally, the majority of the clientele is North American, Canadians, Europeans, Americans, of course. But having lots of Mexicans, that means a lot of Spanish music. They're a little loud, and just so you'll know. Okay. Let's see. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've heard a lot of things about the temperature gun or whatever, but yeah, they normally put it to your hand or body. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, Justin said that the fives was full of locals. I told that to the property. It's not. I'm Israeli originally. Israelis are normally loud. And I can tell you that if I had to go to a hotel that was 50, 60% with Israelis, I don't know if I would go. So I don't want to sound like racist against Mexicans. It's just I prefer being more around Europeans, North Americans versus, a resort full of local Mexicans. Again, it's just a preference to me. I gave my reasons. I don't want it to sound like like a bad thing, but that's again that was my uh, preference. Again, Kim, they take the gun and they point it towards your hand or body. It doesn't really matter where. I don't know if there is anything. It's not really like a laser gun, so I don't think it matters if it's in your eyes. You can close them if you want, but yeah, anywhere in the body. Uh, they'll do it. So yeah, they're running some specials. I saw some day passes. I saw people with like different wristbands, like cheap ones, meaning they're like day passes. Um, Again, just so you'll know, um, almost no seaweed. You saw the videos. I think the only one that had the major seaweed I think that I've seen was at Margaritaville, but nothing besides that. I think you guys even saw the video that I posted from the airplane. The water's clear for the most part. Weather was pretty good, and it is summer hurricane season. People watch the weather, the apps. It says 50%, 60%, 80% rain. It normally means that there is 60% that it will rain, not 60% of the times that it will rain. So it rained almost every day, maybe half an hour, maybe during night, maybe during evening, half an hour, 45 minutes, and that was it. Most of the day, it was like great weather. No, I said that right now, up until Denise, the way that the color system works, it's by week. So right now it's until September 13th. What I'm saying is it's possible that it will change back to orange. So the hotels are not ready to go back to 60% occupancy that fast. They might bring some more locals, maybe last minute stuff, but they won't go back to 60 until probably a few more weeks or of yellow. Right now it is yellow. Hopefully it will stay yellow and then even go to green. But I would, as a hotel manager, I would probably keep it for a few weeks until they actually see that it's staying at yellow. Because once you put in reservations over the 30 and then you go back to orange, just imagine the the problems. So week by week, just tell your clients if they want to go and experience Cancun. Look, I've been to Cancun. I don't know, 40 times. Actually, one of my memories 12 years ago, I was at the Beach Palace, and it came back as like memories. So 12 years ago, I was in Cancun. Exactly. I've never seen Cancun like that. I spent some time at the Royalton. The Royalton has 1,100 rooms. So normally 4 or 5,000 people, there were maybe 200, 300 people on property. You will never get to experience Cancun like this. If they are willing and able and they're not too afraid of the whole concept, some airlines are still blocking middle seats. I think JetBlue, Delta, Southwest still blocking middle seats. If they feel comfortable, if they want United, most of the, again, first class, when I booked, were quite empty. Ticket I bought for maybe 280, maybe another $200. I could have upgraded the first class. So there's some really great options, deals out there. Um, just note that again with the Hard Rock, a lot of the restaurants were closed. It's a different experience. I don't know if I would put it in my top 10 or top 15 experience in Cancun. For the most part, it felt really different. Like there is no corona, or sometimes it just felt a little bit weird because sometimes it felt like, oh, there's no corona here. Everyone's just having a good time. But then there is corona and people need to stay a little bit, far from each other. So it was kind of like really mixed to me. Um, Most of the restaurants, except for one, were open at Unico, but they were rotating. So it wasn't open every day. I think only two restaurants or three restaurants were open for dinner at the same time. Um, so they were changing. Oh, some of what they were saying also, that the restaurants that were closed, they were still serving the menu from the restaurants that were closed in the other restaurants. So you can experience different dining, but some of the venues were just closed. And yeah, so just so y'all know, yeah, low occupancy is unique with the beach and the pools, and there's no one there. And if they have like water parks or all the attractions, I enjoyed that part for sure. At the Hard Rock, they have two venues, two restaurants that you could sit outdoors if you want, so you can have outdoor dining. And of course, um, room service. I tried room service a few times. They were really quick. I timed them. One time they came less than 10 minutes. I wasn't ready. I don't know how they made it in 10 minutes. I think I ordered a burger and it came in 10 minutes. Probably got someone else's reservation. I don't know how. They were really fast. Um, yes, all the QR codes, even at the room service, you scan with your phone and then you call in to order, or again with the restaurant. Swim out bars, you have to watch the reviews. Some properties said swim out bars are not allowed, so they were closed. Yeah, I need to go back to the videos, but some had swim up bars. Again, watch the reviews that I had. Um, they I think Palace, they were all closed, but um, just when it was open, I mentioned, note that it is open. But even if the swim up bars were closed, you could still get service at the pool. There's relatively a lot of staff for the amount of people that were there. Service for the most part was really fast. Um, yeah, very quick, good. Swim bars were open in Jamaica. Again, in Mexico, it was kind of like a touch and go. You could probably reach out to the property specifically and ask them if the swim up bars are open. I think now that it's orange, yellow, it's easier to make these changes versus occupancy. Occupancy is a lot harder to jump from 30 to 60, but to call and just ask, is the swim up bar open? They'll give it to you. As you guys saw, from what I heard, Hard Rock, the mini bar wasn't stocked. You had to call and ask. They weren't allowed to leave anything in the room, not even like a bottle of wine. They actually called me, said they were sorry. They can't even leave a letter in the room because they were not allowed from corporate, but they just changed the policy. So if you're an agent and you're arriving, hopefully expect to get some welcome amenity, but they were not giving anything last week due to policy. Okay, yeah, Atelier. I think Atelier had it open again. Watch the reviews, and I would probably suggest if it's really important for clients, reach out to the property, email them, call them, ask if the swim up bar is open. It's just some are doing it, some are not. Hyatt Siva. Yeah, I can't remember right now, but yeah, just an if Uh, um, yeah, let me know if you guys have any more questions. I'm trying to think through um, the whole process. To get the site inspections, again, as I said, you just reach out either a sales team. If you're doing site inspections with AM Resort, I actually reached out to Charisma because I wanted to see Margaritaville. If you guys don't know, with Charisma, if you see their properties, so Generations, the Eldorado Maroma, and the Eldorado Suites, if you see all their properties, they will actually get you transportation on them. From my past experience, I haven't tried it this time because I didn't need transportation. You can even include a few other properties. Just try that it's not like in direct competition, like Secrets or AM. But if you're, like a Royalton or something like that, they normally have no problem whatsoever to do site inspections for you, arrange everything. If you are reaching out to Amstar for transfers, they'll arrange transfers and site inspections as well. Normally, even arrange lunch too. Charisma does it too. I didn't want to do. I had specific properties that I wanted to see. So I didn't use that program. Normally, during normal regular days, years, there is a few weekly sessions, kind of like for agents to do site inspections. There's like a list on the Amstar website. It's probably not available this year during COVID, but normally you go on the Amstar, the website, they have like a list of tons of properties that are actually doing, and then you just tell them I'm here that week where you are. They'll come pick you up. You might join with another agent. I've done this program maybe 3-4 times. I think I was alone 3 out of the 4. Um, but again, when things go back to normal, we might do another session to explain. Hopefully, they'll get back the program. But it was a really nice program. For site inspections, I always do site inspections. I try and do as many site inspections as possible when I'm traveling. I can tell you that I've received a lot of inquiries because of my site inspection. There was a post that I posted in a group, got 1,200 likes. The videos that we did for Margaritaville has passed 2,000 views. I'm getting requests. I'm getting inquiries. Um, I'm starting some sort of a program where we actually do virtual site inspections for brides and grooms for weddings. So that has been really good. So if you are traveling, if you are anywhere you are going, spend as much time as you can posting pictures, videos, reviews, even if it's a 2-minute video or a few pictures. Make sure people see you that you are traveling. I got requests for live sessions from consumers. I've done one in Hebrew. I've done one in, people just want to know. I don't know if they'll actually book. I got a few requests to actually book. I got a St. Martin request for November. I have an October one that I think for Mexico that I need to work on. So I got some requests and possibly a wedding in June. So make sure to post if you guys want to keep busy and work. Look, FAMs are easy. FAMs, if you want to do a FAM in a destination like Mexico, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, all of these places where you have all inclusives, they're really, really easy to set up. I promise you guys that for next year, I'll arrange a few. and I'll invite. We'll do a few sessions or so. I normally run one or two a year. Some of you have been. I normally have about 15 people joining. I call a property that I work with or a brand that I work with enough, and I request, 15, 20, 12 rooms, normally single occupancy, and I get them. So if you're on your own and it's just you or four people or whatever, don't don't be afraid. Reach out. Um, and you know what? I called Club Med. Unfortunately, the Cancun one was closed, but they offered me Sandpiper. Come for 2 weeks, they said. I sell them quite a bit. So if you have a property or a brand or a chain or someone that you are working with, specifically right now, they want travel professionals to come to show. You saw some of the videos. People were excited when they heard me coming. When I did the Playa Car Palace, and then they heard about it at Sun Palace, 10 of the executives at the hotel, the general manager came down. Mr. Roy is coming with the camera, and it was just like my iPhone, not a professional camera. And they really, they went all out. Um, some of them, I don't know if you saw the Hilton Playa del Carmen. They had my logo at the checking area. Playa normally does that. Sometimes they'll put it like on the bed. You guys saw it. So I normally like to do independent and do my own. I'll pick a host resort, try and do one free day on that property in respect to the hosting property, so you guys someone can enjoy the property as well. But otherwise, it's busy, busy, busy running. Again, if any of you have been on mine, you can attest. I, walking shoes, running shoes. We're walking, and I do. These are the site inspections that I do. About a 1 hour site inspection. We'll do 5, 6 a day, including lunch, full day from 9 to 4 or 5 p.m. So if you guys ever want to join my fam, just know this is a really, really working fun. We'll do an excursion as well. We'll do something like that, and but it's a lot of work. When I do a fam, and even for myself, I'll work hard. This is a totally business trip for me. Yeah, walk and talk. Exactly. Just normally just walk. Um, some of these properties are pretty big. Sometimes you'll do, like Iberostar, so you'll see the whole complex. You'll see 3, 4 properties at the same time, or, TRS, Grand Palladium, stuff like that. I try and go to the areas where I sell the most, and always see something that is like off, something that I've never even looked at, something that is like a Rio, like an Ocean 10, like something that I've just so people kind of get, yeah, um, yeah, lots to see, lots to learn. Again, let me know if you guys have any questions. I am thinking about doing maybe another one. I already have requested. Well, it's again funny enough. I'm actually getting emails from suppliers asking if I would come again. I know that Dreams Natura, Israel actually called me and said you have to come. You have to come again. Just let me know. We'll host you. So if you're promoting their business, for them to just give you a room is nothing. It costs them literally nothing. But you have to produce something. You have to, if you just started the business, I've been in the business for 20 years. I'm selling a few $1 million a year. I have a team of agents. But if you just started, then you'll have to join one of the tour operators FAMs for now, or something like that. But if you're an okay producer, in the $300,000 and more, $500,000 and more, leverage that, reach out to them. They will gladly host you. And of course, if you're selling enough, a lot of these programs, the AM resorts, the Unico, Hard Rock, Palaces, everyone has free nights. The free nights when you sell and stay. Club Med has tons of suppliers have them. Um, Atelier, I think now has them. And a lot of people have them. So the more you sell, the more you stay. Just utilize it. And my Hard Rock Nights actually expired. They extended them, so I was able to utilize them. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. Again, I'll go back to what I said at the beginning. I've pretty much accepted everyone as friends, no problem whatsoever. But just so you'll know, if you guys are sending me messages asking me, stuff like, "Oh, what was your best property?" or "What would you recommend for a family of this?" I can't answer. First of all, I'm getting like 10 requests a day like that, and I'm sorry I can't answer each and every one. Also because I don't know what your client prefers. Properties that I like won't necessarily be what your client likes. Whether I go with my family, I have two boys. We like huge resorts with tons of activities. We don't like the beach. We will probably on a week's trip, we'll maybe go to the beach once. We're pool people. We like the slides. We like busy. So I'm not, you know, I can't tell you what's the best property for me, because it's what I like won't be what you like, and especially what your clients will like. Spend the time, interview your clients, and make sure that that you understand what's important for them. If they like a big resort or a small resort. You saw the properties that I've seen, how far you have to go at the Paradisus to get to the beach, or how far you need to go to see the ocean at one of the palaces at the Hotel Zone. Someone was asking, can you hear the ocean from the Sun Palace? So I'll post the link to the video again, but we did a site inspection. It was the second floor. You hear the ocean from your balcony, or if you open up the doors and you're in your room, you can hear the ocean from your room. So it really depends on what it is that you're looking for. And of course, again, Mexico, Jamaica, Punta Cana, all of these locations are different. Just understand what your client is looking for. And right now, I have a client, for example, they asked for St. Martin, for example. I understood that only the Dutch side is open, the French side is still closed. They do want COVID testing 72 hours prior to. So just make sure that you are aware and stay updated with the procedures in terms of COVID testing, what's open, what's closed, occupancy, because it changes all the time. Probably would recommend cancel for any reason insurance if possible. Normally, I would never sell these, but right now during COVID, that's all we sell. Cancel for any reason insurance. Um, Make sure that they're aware of everything. If they don't want cancel for any reason insurance, remember all airlines now, they're not charging change fees. You can separate the package, book hotel only separate, and then flights separate. And then flights are totally changeable. Credit is valid for 2 years, but it's not refundable. So just make sure that you understand the rules and then transfer them to your potential clients. They'll appreciate it. And you'll know a lot better. You'll feel comfortable selling it. So again, if you guys don't have any other questions, thank you guys for spending last week with me. I was on my own. I was traveling just by myself, so it was actually fun doing the site inspection, doing the live streaming. I've learned a lot about how to do a live streaming during the site inspection and what not to do. So next time that I'm going, I know what to do and what not to do, and how to stream it. So hopefully next time it will be a lot better. Um, I would One more thing that I wanted to do. I will have a session. Kind of about, I don't know if I'll call it coaching, but if you guys have any questions in terms of how to start your business or restart your business, or if you have specific questions, I will try and help you, but I will try and do it in like a Zoom style, so you actually have to come live and ask the question. um, it won't be recorded, but it will be within I'll try and do it within the group. Again, I will try a Zoom. I've never done Zoom within the group, but I will try it. It'll probably be Friday, and I am moving towards 4 p.m. Because my kids went back to school and they work and their school is upstairs. So I try not to do it at 2:30. So I try around 4. I will make sure that I can actually make it work, and then I will post a link to Zoom. We'll do kind of like a training, coaching. Um, Let me know. Let me know if you like the concept. If you want to join, I've seen some requests on the group, so I will try and see what we can do with it. Um, yeah, yeah, as Sandra is saying that Costa Rica is requiring insurance, specific insurance for medical coverage. Again, just make sure that your clients can actually go through it. If you are flying somewhere that is allowed, but you're connecting through somewhere, just make sure, let's say you're flying from New York to, I don't know, Jamaica, and New York is considered a green state right now, but Texas is not, and you're connecting them through Houston, and there was a problem, and the flight got canceled, and they stayed in Texas in Houston. Now they're coming from a red state, and they're required COVID-19 testing. So just make sure that you're aware of everything that is out there. If you can, put them on a direct flight. If they have to drive another hour to get there, put them on a direct flight. If they have to spend some more money, explain to them the problems that could happen if they're connecting, if they're coming from one area to another. Just give them all the information. This airfare and hotels are pretty cheap right now, so spend on the safety, on the cancel for any reason, on the insurance, on all of that to make sure that they actually do get to travel. Make sure that you check passports, because passports are still an issue. You guys probably know that you still can't expedite passports, and it takes between 2 to 3 months right now to get a passport. Make sure that their passports are good. I think I saw someone who, what was it, machine washed or something, their passport for 10 times. At least that's how it looked. So double check that all passports are good. They have enough pages, that they don't need a visa. Um, Global entry is still operation. I think they extended global entry by 1 year. Just make sure that everything. I even forgot I forgot a pen, which is simple, but I forgot a pen while on the plane. Writing. You need to fill up some of the papers, and you can't borrow a pen. There's no one to borrow a pen from. So it's just some of these. Just double check, go back to everything. Try and walk them through. Try and be there for your clients. You probably don't have too many right now, unfortunately. So spend a little bit more time with each and every one. And that's it. Yeah, again, I haven't seen any questions, so I was just babbling, but that's it. That's it for now. Friday, Zoom session. I will try and make it work. Next week, we'll probably have a few suppliers. We'll go back to kind of normal. Let me know if you guys want to change the time instead of the 2:30, because again, I'm trying to move it more towards the 4 after my kids finish school, and then that's pretty much it. So yeah, have a great week, everyone. Happy September. Start posting if you're ready to get out there. Remember, make sure that you'll be there in front of the cameras. Picture doesn't have to be video, but as much as possible. People are traveling. I think TSA said that there is the max the most amount since COVID started. Almost about 1 million people a day traveling. So we're getting there. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.